All right, at long last, we have finally arrived at the house of Ben Crone, who is another Saab enthusiast. Let's look at his Saab. Is this your only 900 right here?
Nope. That's my summer driver.
That's your summer car. Wow.
$400.
$400? You got this absolute beauty?
Put some 9,000 Aero seats in it.
And it runs?
Fixed some.
I can see you've lost one of your muffler hangers on the ground there.
Oh no, I just put a new exhaust on.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you go with on the exhaust?
Pick it up. Just something I had on one of my other cars that I ended up getting rid of.
You know, I never loved the wackier Saab wheels, but some of them are starting to grow on me a little bit, you know?
This one had really ugly ones when I got it, so I put these like turbine wheels on it. I thought
there's one called like the soccer ball wheel that that's a big tire here.
No,
so
they're a little big, yeah.
That's filling it up.
They rub. You see right here, it's pushing this out a little bit, but you know, that was my
Man, that's the best $400 you could ever spend.
Oh yeah.
And you get a trailer hitch on that. Wow.
That had to put it on there.
How's the interior?
My 79 900.
Can you get a top for these?
Yeah, you can get them. They're just expensive, like $1,200.
$1,200. Who sells those?
Oh, I can't remember.
Probably like a Saab original thing.
No, I don't think so. I think it's the original company that made them before Saab.
Oh, cool. You know, I've been thinking about getting a Bug too.
That's my dad's. He just got it not that long ago. He used to collect them when he was younger, and he's hated himself ever since he got rid of them. So
this is what we got right here for the engine that will eventually probably go in the white 86 car. Cool. What do we have?
That was the engine for my 79 900 GLI. I was doing a restoration project on it, but the wiring harness is in here.
But this was originally a turbo engine.
No, it was originally a non-turbo.
It was originally a non-turbo engine.
And what I was going for was a high compression, because the non-turbo engines had higher compression than the turbo engines. So I was going to turbocharge a higher compression motor to be able to push less boost and get more power out of it. That was my plan.
And it ran?
It ran great. I was just not getting any fuel under boost, and it wasn't something that I was super, very good at because of the mechanical fuel injection that they used back then on the 8 valves.
Yeah.
It's all very confusing, and I couldn't figure out how to get it tuned right.
And you like repainted this whole thing and everything.
I stripped it down. It's been sitting for a little while, so it looks a little bit rough. But,
yeah, at least it's not gonna drip anything out too bad on my car here. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. That's why I also have this cardboard here for you.
Man, you got.
Yeah, so there's turbo and non-turbo stuff in there. We can pull
awesome.
that out and start looking at it.
Yeah, let's look at all this.
And then this is the pickup tube, oil pickup tube.
Okay.
The
That's always good to have.
Nuts for those or bolts or whatever, they're
in there
underneath on the bottom of the engine still. This is a turbo coolant line. Obviously, you're probably not going to use any of that stuff, but
I'm probably going to actually disassemble this entire thing again and just figure out.
It's got brand new bearings for the crank and the rods.
I'll compression test it and just make sure it's
distributor O-ring
where I want it to be.
Oil pressure sensor.
Oil pressure sensor,
I think
cool.
This is for
what is that?
Injectors for the blow-off valve.
That you got an aftermarket piece on there?
Yeah, and then I got two full sets of manifold gaskets. I never ended up using.
Cool.
And then, for
that, you got the original manifold in there. Sweet.
The original non-turbo manifold. ECU for the wiring harness.
And this is probably a good place to buy Saabs because it's so dry. I'm like, this is a desert and it rains the only day I come here.
Yeah. It was beautiful yesterday and the day before, all last week.
Oh man, look at this. I love a K-Jet controller. Metal.
And then we got
we got a warm-up regulator in here too.
That is a turbo Volvo warm-up regulator that I was using to...
I think they're the same part number. Technically they have a different part number, but I believe they're actually the same.
They're the same. The only thing that was different for the Volvo turbo ones is they had this little vacuum line.
Yeah, you can just plug it, right?
For boost.
Or leave it open. I don't know. Maybe leave it open. But these are, you can get, this part's cheap. If you try and get a quote-unquote Saab one, it's so $500. But I bought an extra one. There was a dude on eBay selling 4 of these. I bought one that I'm going to try and rebuild. Before no, there's just a bunch of good stuff in here. So here we got the distributor. Okay.
The only thing with that distributor is the plastic plug thingy broke off, apparently.
Okay.
Not sure where that went. It still works. I can't remember what car I used it on.
I'll see. We'll give it a test.
Yeah.
I think the vacuum advance is broken on the one on my white car. Yeah, those. I can't tell. Were the original ones the round donuts?
I think so.
Yeah.
Especially for those years, I believe. I think it was in the 90s they started using those different shaped ones.
Okay.
But if we want to lift this
Yeah,
up,
let's go. Even though this engine has, like, he put new bottom end bearings and stuff in it, I'm not going to go to the effort of putting it in a car without doing, like, another full rebuild. So I'll take it apart and do the rings and, you know, go through it completely anyways, just to make sure that... Because my other car, the 84 Turbo, is also an 8-valve car.
Is it?
Yeah. And so whether or not this... And that one is going to be the one that's going to be truly, truly a nice car.
Yeah.
And the white car is like my winter, you know, my winter car. But this thing may be destined for the green car. I don't know. I'm going to have to kind of see. But this is going to be good to have in my arsenal anyways, you know.
This is the fun part.
Wonder how many times a Saab engine has been hauled in the back of a Volvo 240. Transcontinental. Dude, who else in the Saab community has hair like us? Nobody has hair like us. Exactly. This is the new face of the Saab collecting community right here. The 96 though.
Yeah.
All right, we've got it in. Which, I don't know, the Ford V4 doesn't really do it for me.
No, I wasn't a huge fan.
But the two-stroke, I'd like to just have a two-stroke and just like daily drive a two-stroke.
And that's the thing.
All right, we've got it all in. The whole 9 yards. I love that. You look through the end and you just see Saab inside of here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, and just like that, we have picked up the engine and we are heading back east. Wow, cool guy, Ben Crone. Awesome Saab enthusiast. That's just cool how Saab kind of connects people that way. You know, the people that love Saab and truly work on Saab. And yeah, the weight, you know, this Volvo, it seems to be handling the weight pretty well, so we'll see. We'll get this thing rolling and we'll see how it goes. And look at how this Volvo handles this heavy load, okay? It's like it's barely even phasing it. Probably have 300 pounds back there. All right, we're gonna just set the tire inflation here to the absolute maximum of the range. Because we don't want to be having any tire issues with all that weight. You know, the extra weight in the back doesn't seem to be hurting us at all. In fact, it rides kind of nice with the extra weight in the back. Should always carry around a Saab 900 engine when we're driving places in this car. Man, we got to get out of this rain though. Only Mimi and I could bring rain to the desert.